What the hell is Saw Sports or whatever that last call was talking about? What the hell is that?
What is up, Sauce Nation? It is your boy Hector Flores coming at you with a video discussing the Houston Astros. In this video, we're going to talk about all the award accolades that the Astros players have received or were finalists for. We'll talk about what each award means and significance, and of course, if you guys stick to the end of the video, you'll have the comment of the day, which will probably be one of the most interesting topics for comment of the day, so you guys might want to stick tuned for that one. But before we get all to that, please subscribe to Sauce Sports TV. Sauce Sports TV is the channel to get your content for the other teams here in Houston, like the Astros, the Dynamo, and the Houston Rockets. So, and other teams here in the Houston and Houston area. So if you guys want that content, make sure you guys subscribe to Sauce Sports TV. Now there's two channels. There's Sauce Sports and Sauce Sports TV. Sauce Sports covers the Houston Texans only. Sauce Sports TV covers the rest. So make sure you guys, if you want that content, make sure you subscribe to Sauce Sports TV. But without further ado, let's go ahead and knock out each of these awards and who won them. So the first award we're going to be discussing is the Golden Glove. The Golden Glove is awarded to the player at their respective position for their defensive efforts this year. And we had actually 5 players that were up for the Golden Glove. Now, these are the 4 guys that ended up finishing as finalists since they did not win it. And that is Yuli Gurriel for first base, Jose Altuve for second base, Alex Bregman for third base, and Josh Reddick at right field. The only player to have won the Golden Glove this year is Zack Greinke as his category for pitcher, and that award was actually as the National League side. So for those of you who aren't fully aware, Zack Greinke did play for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and then obviously got traded to the Houston Astros, but still did a really good job defensively, and he still was able to get awarded the Golden Glove for pitching for the National League. And I mean, he was a really good pitcher. I mean, if you saw him when he did end up playing the ball on the field, you can see that he was really good as a fielder. So congratulations, Zack Greinke, for winning the Golden Glove. Next award is the Silver Slugger Award. I think the word obviously gives it away for you. It is the award given to the best offensive player in each of their respective positions, and we had a total of 3 winners, and that is Alex Bregman for third base, George Springer in the outfield, and Zack Greinke as a pitcher. Obviously, as the National League have their pitchers hit versus the American League where you have designated hitters. So congratulations to all 3 of those guys. This is actually George Springer's second time receiving Silver Slugger, so congratulations to those guys for getting that award. So the next award we're going to talk about is the American League Rookie of the Year. This is obviously the award for the rookie with the best season from the American League, and it was unanimous. There was no contest. It was Yordan Alvarez, and I mean, the guy just had an amazing season since he got called up to the Astros. Had a lot of great hits. Didn't play much in the outfield because of the fact that he was a designated hitter, but it was just, his stats were just so good offensively that you just couldn't see any contest for anyone else. So congratulations for Yordan for winning Rookie of the Year. So the next award is the American League Cy Young. So this award is given to the best pitcher in the American League, and we had 2 Astros players contending for this award, as well as former Astro Charlie Morton. So I mean, just an amazing group. But the finalist was Garrett Cole, and obviously the winner was Justin Verlander. Honestly, it could have gone either way. It was actually very close to, it could have gone either way, honestly, for this one. But I think the reason why Justin Verlander won it, I think it was just because of the fact that he did pitch a no-hitter. And maybe, you know, getting his 3,000 career strikeout was probably another reason to put him over the top to win this award. It was pretty good. It was a pretty close battle, but I think honestly, I feel like they got it right. I think Justin Verlander does deserve to get this award. I'm sure Garrett Cole will get his opportunity to win the Cy Young in the future, but I think this is definitely Justin Verlander's time. So for the MVP title, I think it is everything that it says. Most Valuable Player Award, and this is obviously for American League. And unfortunately, Alex Bregman fell short. He did not win MVP, and honestly, it's just so hard to not pick Mike Trout. I think Alex Bregman's number and Mike Trout's numbers were so close to each other, and for the fact that Mike Trout was able to do that in fewer games because of the fact he did get hurt in the season, got injured, was out for the rest of the season, and Alex Bregman had the same numbers, played more games than Mike Trout. It's just kind of solidified the fact that, obviously you knew if Mike Trout would have stayed healthy and finished the season out, he would have obviously had better stats. MVP is such a weird category for me because I do think that you have to take in consideration how the team looks. And Alex Bregman, I will say, even though he was a really great player, I think he did happen to be on a really good team. So maybe that's just something that maybe you don't really look into. But the fact that Mike Trout wasn't a team that didn't even make the postseason is something that kind of bothers me. Sometimes I feel like it's just called the Best Player Award. It's not the MVP award, because I feel like MVP should have been that it factor for your team to make it at least to the postseason. And ironically enough, I feel like if I'm saying that, I would have actually given this award to Marcus Semien, but it's Mike Trout, man. Mike Trout is the best player in baseball. I can't argue with it. I feel the same way for him. Alex Bregman, he's young. He's got plenty of years ahead of him. He's going to win the MVP at some point, but it's very unfortunate. But it's Mike Trout, and like I said, man, had he stayed healthy, his stats would have been far more superior than to Alex Bregman's stats that he had. So that's the only reason why Alex Bregman didn't get it. But let's go ahead and get to the comment of the day. So the comment of the day comes from Footballer503, and he goes, "Hey Hector, can you make a video about the apparent accusation of illegal use of stealing signals in the 2017 World Series? I just need some clarification on it because I've discussed this with some friends and watched news as well, but I still don't really understand how it was cheating. LOL." That was a weird use of the phrase LOL, but all right. So for people that aren't fully aware, obviously the Astros are currently under investigation for sign stealing electronically. Now, I mentioned sign stealing before when I was talking about the Yankee series, and there is no rule that says that sign stealing is illegal, but there is a rule in stealing signs electronically. We saw it happen when the Boston Red Sox did get a lot of criticism for getting caught with the Apple Watches, and they did end up getting fined for it. Now, the thing is with the Astros, so from what we've been hearing, it was an article that came off from The Athletic. Now, Astros have been getting speculated with sign stealing for the majority of this postseason, but what really set things off was this article from The Athletic that was written by Ken Rosenthal, and I'm not going to say his name because I feel I'm going to butcher it, so I'm just going to use his initials, ED. And in their article, they got four people, I don't know if it was players or anything, from the 2017 Houston Astros staff that ended up confirming that the Astros were stealing signs electronically. And one of those players was Mike Fiers, who currently plays for the Oakland Athletics. And essentially what they said was the Astros used a camera from center field, zoomed it into the catcher, and in the space between the dugout and the clubhouse, there was a TV there, and so people were decoding the signals. And once they figured out the signals, they would bang on a trash can to let the batter know that an off-speed pitch was coming. Now, like I said, they're under investigation, so whatever the MLB finds out, whatever they figure out, that's what's going to happen. But do I feel like the Astros are going to get like a really massive punishment? I would think so. I think they'll probably be receiving a massive fine, probably lose some draft picks. Do I think they're going to be vacated a World Series title? No. I think one of the worst punishments that I've seen in baseball was definitely what Pete Rose received. So I don't think it's going to be to that extreme level, but I think maybe a little bit more than what the Boston Red Sox received for the whole Apple Watch scandal that they received. So, but just to verify, stealing signs is not illegal. Stealing signs with electronics is illegal. So just to clarify that, now about the 2017 World Series, according to Mike Fiers, they didn't use it during the playoffs, but you don't know. But Mike Fiers pretty much just kind of set things going. And then you now have videos. John Boy made a video where it showed it against the White Sox. I mean, everybody has their right to their opinion, feel the way they feel. And then obviously now you have Carlos Beltran, who ends up felt that he actually said that he was not aware of any of that going on. And now the investigation has broken down to not only 2017, but now all the way till now to 2019. And now you're getting people that are going to be interviewed, some of them like Alex Cora, who is the manager for the Boston Red Sox, who also was a bench coach for the Astros in 2017. Now you have Carlos Beltran, who's now the new manager for the New York Mets, who is also a player for the Astros in 2017. So there's going to be a lot of people getting interviewed. I think Brandon Taubman's going to be another one that's getting interviewed. So it's going to be a very intense couple of weeks or however long this investigation goes to find out whether or not the Astros did or did not use electronics to steal signs, and then what they're going to end up having to pay for it. Now, like I said, I don't think they're going to vacate the World Series title away from the Astros because I think it's just not that extreme. But they will be receiving a very heavy fine and probably loss of some draft picks because of it, if found to be true. And I could probably use the same excuses that everyone's been using as of lately, which is everybody does it. And in the article from The Athletic, it did say that it's not just the Astros they're doing, but the Astros are the front runners of all this. And I think it's mainly because of the fact that in the 2019 postseason, you had the Yankees saying that they were hearing whistling going on. So they were already pushing the narrative that the Astros were stealing signs. And so I think because of what was going on with the Astros, and also the fact that the Astros have made it to 3 straight ALCS appearances or better, and obviously winning the World Series in 2017, they're kind of being looked at for this whole thing. And I think they will be, if found true, they will be the ones to be made example of, unfortunately. Now, how do I feel? Like I said, I'm gonna wait till MLB's investigation is officially over to really express how I feel, but it's not fun. But I think this also comes with the territory. Whenever you have a team that's doing really well, there's going to be a lot of criticism. It's crazy because at one point I felt like the Astros were the Golden State Warriors of baseball, and now we became the New England Patriots of baseball, because now we're getting into scandals and now. And I think it's just because now we're the villains. Now it went from us being this lovable team that went the distance to now a team that everybody hates, and probably more than the Yankees actually. So it's crazy how things change. But like I said, man, we'll wait and see what happens from the investigation, see what they come up with, and whether or not the Astros will be receiving that penalty or not. Depends all on what MLB finds through this investigation. So as far as I know, man, I'm at wait and see mode. I'm not going to say whether or not I think we did and whether or not we didn't do it. I'm just going to let MLB do their thing and just stick with it. Now, I know this is a really crappy way to end this video, especially after talking about Astros winning some awards. But the fact is that this is what's currently going on. And I think if you ride with it, it just shows how good of an Astros fan you are. So that's all I got, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to Saucy Sports TV to get more content on the other teams here in Houston. Also, make sure you follow us on all the social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and of course our Facebook group. So with all that being said, man, chuck it up a deuce. Y'all stay saucy.
Perfect.